From ESPN's First Take, Dan Orlovsky, with his read of why Deshaun Watson has a lot of pressure on him this year, and also the Browns' trade to acquire Deshaun Watson.
This is also an organization, let's call it a buck. Dude, they moved on from Baker Mayfield after Baker had taken them from the worst organization in North American sports into the playoffs and beat their rival. And they said, dude, you weren't good enough. It's just like the Rams did with Jared Goff. Good player, we need to go win a Super Bowl. We need a great player. You're good, you're not good enough. The Browns did that with Baker, and I'm not mad at them for it. But they didn't go get Deshaun Watson because they needed a starting quarterback. They went and got Deshaun Watson because they believed that he was going to give them the best chance to go win a Super Bowl. That's where the pressure's coming from.
Fred, I think that is 100% accurate, and it's one of the reasons I have no problem at all with what Andrew Berry did to try to go get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I agree with that, and we've said that. Is Baker Mayfield's a starting NFL quarterback? I think he's above average, but I don't think he's elite. Deshaun Watson at one time was elite, and the Browns thought they were trading for that elite quarterback. He hasn't been that since he's been here. So that's why it's so important for him to go out. And I've said it before, I think the talent and the numbers will take care of itself. He's got to just stay on the field. You know, the first year here, it was suspension. You know, we knew that was coming. But last year, he only played 6 games. And he'd get started, then he'd sit down. Then he'd get started, then he'd sit down. He's got to just get on the field, get on a roll, and play the whole season. And I agree. I think the Browns have a good enough roster, as evidenced last year, that they can make the playoffs with average quarterback play. But to get to the Super Bowl, they're going to need elite quarterback play. But most importantly, he's got to be available. The final 4 quarterbacks last year in the NFL, all were their franchise quarterbacks. You didn't have a backup. So that's why it's important, the pressure on him. I think in talking to him, he wants to be on the field, and that's almost to his detriment. I think last year maybe he stayed out there when he was hurt and played through it and didn't tell anybody. But, yeah, it's a big year for him to silence the critics. And I think overall, that's why, let's face it, that's why the Browns are under the radar in all the talk, because of Deshaun Watson. I mean, you'll hear analysts say, oh, they got the best roster, the top 5 roster in the NFL, but their quarterback's holding them back. And so, you know, they decided they had seen enough from Baker, and they felt like there was a chance to go out and get, you know, a guy like Deshaun Watson. We'll see. You know, it's still, they're going to live and die with that decision for the most part. But the debt's been paid other than the money now. You've paid for the draft picks. Now you got to, you know, going forward. And like I said, if he does what they're expecting, you know, everybody will forget about, you know, the past.
Yeah, without question. And I'm with you. If he plays 16 or 17 games, I think the numbers will take care of themselves.